Um, I was live a few minutes ago. Um, so basically, long story short, neighbour came. He went to the takeaway. I don't know if it was milkshake. This yolk milkshake. He came with milkshakes and some stuff from the takeaway. I didn't know he was coming, so he kind of just dropped in. So that's why I had to abruptly leave there a few minutes ago. About half of it, probably a bit more than half an hour, but 30 minutes ago. So that's why I just came live for a few minutes just to say, just in case people thought I died or something. So that's why I had to just one off too, because they were looking for me. So I just disappeared. And I was up here live streaming. They didn't know, so that's why I went downstairs. So that's why I just randomly disappeared, basically. But yeah, no, he's gone now. He just dropped in. He was going to the takeaway and he dropped in to give me hello, Moon Hunters. How are you doing? Everybody must have been confused when I just disappeared there a second ago. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here, chat for a few minutes and sit here. But you know. But yeah. But I hope everybody understands about my decision to not won. Again, apologies for that. If I knew it was coming, I would have ended the stream beforehand. But yeah, I won't be here for long enough. So yeah, no, it was nice of him now to go to the takeaway. I didn't know it, he came along with it. The neighbour man there, and he bought it there. He bought some chips. He bought a load of chips, and stuff. I only had a bit of chips. I didn't have much. See, it wasn't really in much you would eat too much, to be totally honest. But you can't really say no when somebody, just gives you something. You can't really just be ignorant and just be like no. So yeah, I have a sore throat now. I talk too much earlier on. That's the problem. I remember one time I was joking at a community meeting once. We had a community meeting. Yeah, it's better send a digital signal to Sean Mack. Yeah. But sorry about jumping. I probably thought and did a live stream there, just ran away. No, as I said, the neighbour man came with a takeaway. And why I just abruptly left because they were wondering where I went to. They didn't know where I went to. Because they had my chips and stuff there for me. And we were getting cold because, they just came for the takeaway and we were getting cold. So that's why I just abruptly left because they were looking to see where I went to. So apologies about that. Everybody probably was wondering what if, because I didn't get time to look at chat or to reply to anything in chat before I left. But Sean Mack would be very ticked now. He'd be very pissed. Especially because he was one of the people that always were asking me about the local authority elections. So he'd be mighty pissed, I say, at the moment. But yeah, we won't be here long. I just kind of came out to say, talk for a bit longer. But yeah. Speaking of the World Economic Forum and stuff like that, I don't know. I think that might be a bit hypocritical, just speaking of the World Economic Forum and look behind. I suppose technically she isn't in the World Economic Forum anymore. I suppose technically. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I suppose you'd be a bit disappointed. But as I said, yourself, I've talked about it all. You know, I just don't think it's the right time. Maybe in the next one will be. Well, I don't know about prepare, but I might be a bit better, I suppose, in dealing with it as well. Well, not going to deal with it, but But I didn't know, to be totally honest, I didn't really know up until yesterday, my final decision. I didn't really know. Like, it was kind of always 50-50 the whole year when I was talking during live streams during the summer and stuff like that. It was kind of just 50-50. Then it could have been yes, it could have been no. You know, extremely considerate at a good few stages. Like, it was within I don't know, inches, I suppose, because many times we had the forms, right? We had the forms there to fill in to get to the election committee to obviously say, I'm running the local authority election, and the finances and stuff, just to say, we're spending this and that and the other. Not definitely, just no for now, yeah, exactly. But it's not indefinite that it never will run, let's put that way. I will run at some stage. I really, really want to at some point in my life run. Would that be? Probably maybe the next one, the next one after that, but it's down the road is not now, unfortunately. But to see, as one person, as one person said, with age, you gain a lot more confidence, you gain a lot more skills. Obviously, the life goal, and you gain a lot more skills. And generally, when you get to when you're getting to be an older person and stuff like, you stop really giving a shit. Um, you know, like when you're young, the world seems like such a big thing. It's it's daunting for some people, particularly with politics nowadays. It's even just local elections. Yeah, like there's always tomorrow. Yeah, but it's just the fact too. Like I didn't think, even if you asked me 4 years ago, even when I was talking about it back then, and planning for it and things like that, we planned a lot for it. If we were going to go, like I could have went in the morning. Like we had the money was all there. There would have been the problem at all with all the financing and stuff. We could have done it and we could have solved it and everything. We could have worked canvassing, basically everything was there. If we wanted to go, if I said go yesterday, we would have been able to do it straight away. But because it was all planned what we would do, and where we would do, where would we go, what would we do, how we would promote it, different things like that. Like we all had the finest bridge down. Like we had both scenarios basically. So we had the door open for the two scenarios. So like again, yesterday was the day when we finally decided. Because I was always 50-50 up until yesterday. And everybody else kind of everybody else they asked said there a bit, but at the end of the day they kind of left it up to me to decide. So I took on everything they said, obviously too. So, but definitely in the future, no, I do want to go at some point in the future. But even speaking back 4 years ago, I wouldn't have thought about what's happening in Ukraine or what's happening in Israel and Palestine. I never would have thought about it 4 years ago. And it is probably prevalent in society nowadays in terms of what's happening. Like, you never could have predicted them kind of things. Even though it's not overly affecting Ireland, still having ripples in Ireland. Because there's an international kind of incident, I suppose. And it's having ripples in Ireland, I suppose. So it is kind of influencing public opinion, and it's becoming a topic in politics, Like, as you see at the moment, it seems to be just the main thing in Irish political society at the moment. What's happening in Ukraine and what's happening in Gaza. Less about the homeless question and stuff like that. It's all about international, And I never would have predicted that would have happened 4 years ago. Like, we did plan, as I say, I joked about tsunamis and stuff like that, but we did plan for natural disasters and stuff like that. If I did get elected, if something like that happened, what would we do and stuff like that. And the only thing that we only could say at the end, we could do our best, that's really it. We can only hope that it doesn't happen, something like that didn't happen in Cavan. Or even in Ireland in general, we wouldn't want something like that to happen. But at the end of the day, we could only do our best. If something like that did happen, we could try and we do our best to help whoever is injured and sick. And so we build houses and different things. But you know, at the end of the day, you don't really know what you do until the incident happens. You know, it's only the spree of the moment. Like you could plan, like we could sit down all that time and plan for every scenario in the world. But I never would have thought of, you know, everything. You know, you couldn't think of everything. You know, like you couldn't just predict. You know, Ukraine could, I don't know, land on the moon or something like that. You know, you never could predict all these stuff. You know, life is it's a mystery. It's a mystery what could happen tomorrow. You know, nothing's ever really guaranteed. And I suppose that's something that I learned a lot, particularly from strategizing and stuff for the election over the last few years and stuff, particularly the last few months. Which a shop. Chip shop. There's no one. See, the local man here lives down the road just from me now. He was in the town. He was in the town for something, and he was getting himself, you know, a few things in the chipper. And he bought it before. He came one time before, and he bought food. He bought food for us too. The shooting was. Excuse me, sorry, my throat's getting bad. I see, I was talking too much last hour and a bit. I hold this up, and somebody was saying something about shooting earlier on. Let me find it now. Excuse me, my throat literally is dying. Shooting in Finglas, what? Oh, a chap is shot. Oh, sorry, I thought you said chipper. Sorry, I thought you said a chipper. Sorry, Kevin. I apologize. See, that's what I'm saying. If I was a counsellor, imagine if somebody sent you a message, right, if you were a counsellor or TD, and they literally, like, somebody's after been shot, and I take it up as a chip shop. You know, see, that's what I'm saying with dyslexia and a bit autistic. You know, sometimes you're just extremely stupid. One man seriously injured. That's how I see it. You know, I find out more now. But apologies about that. Sorry, Kevin. Apologies. No, I'm a whole dope. It seems like gangland. Yeah, I think this would be kind of a gangland area. Let me just see. I see what I can get on it. So, I've seen something before I went live. Sorry about that, Kevin. I apologize about that. See, that's the problem with me. You know, dyslexia is just. It's another thing too with the council election. Like it's you know, like imagine trying to weed through a whole. Like I've often seen paragraphs and even things to do with the roads, like you know, reports and stuff like that, and it's awful. It's dreadful. I mean, it's dreadful having to try and weed through it all. Like it's especially with dyslexia, it's awful. I'm trying to get an understanding of exactly what they're saying. And then when you're autistic, sometimes too, like I have a bit of autism too. At the same time, it can be dreadful. It really is dreadful. Even though you push so hard, you know, you kind of fall flat on your face, and you know, it can upset you really. And the same as the cats, you really have to be top notch. You can't just, you know, you can't be like that. I suppose. I read that. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you could have. I read that, but at the end of the day, you know, people would expect the councillor to read it themselves instead of getting AI to read it. You know, it's the same with ChatGPT. They wouldn't expect they would want you to read it yourself. I read about this now, sorry. Never mind, sorry. The Irish Independent doesn't let you read. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the vote of confidence, anyway. But unfortunately, this year it won't be anywhere. It won't be going for anywhere. Let me see. A man has been quickly in Finglas. Yeah, it just happened there at 7 o'clock. Shots were fired through a door of a house. The victim was seriously injured. The gun attacks believed to be drug related. Yeah. gangland, yeah. It would be. Oh, I know, but it's different like an only citizen when you have dyslexia. So even though it's dreadful when you're at school, it's an awful thing to have when you're at school. But it is a blessing at the same time. It's a curse and a blessing. Because people who are dyslexic have very... They're kind of very witted, let's put it that way. They might be bad at the maths and English and Irish and Scottish and stuff like that. But they're witted. They have good knowledge. They have good intellectual abilities. I know, big words. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow. Yeah, we know more tomorrow. Like, it only happened there. Not, literally an hour ago by this stage. It's 8 o'clock now. Like, we only know the basics now at the moment. Like, I see even the girls are trying to piece together what happened. They only know the basics. He was shot. You know, they don't really know. They probably don't even know who the suspect is. Where did he go to? Where is he now? They're kind of just putting the pieces together and being like, this has happened here. So you definitely know more tomorrow now. Or you might know more at 9 o'clock. That's the same with the Nitson. You don't really know what happens. It takes time to find out all the information. Like this, probably shouldn't talk about that at the moment, but I talk about it some other stage. But yeah, as a counsellor too, but you have to be top notch really. Because the public, as I said at the end of my live stream there, the public expects the best when they elect a councillor or TD. You're supposed to be the best of the best in the area. Like, you have to be the most top notch person you could be elected basically in that area to be a councillor or TD. You have to be the best of the best, literally. So that's why you can't really elect people that are you're not able to read in the basic sentences and stuff. But I can read, but it's certain words and sometimes when I'm reading stuff, I could be half the page down right and I just get confused with one word and stuff and I wouldn't understand a whole lot after that. And that's what will fuck you over. Because oftentimes I went through whole pages of stuff and then I come to a word at the fifth page or something like that. And I'd be dumbfounded and I would look, I would get tickets, stuff like that with myself. Good evening again, everyone. Sorry for leaving so abruptly there. As I said, the local man, and he was at the chipper and he brought me stuff, which was nice of him. So it was getting cold, so that's why I had to abruptly leave. And obviously because he was down here having tea and his stuff. So he just left there a few minutes ago. That's why I came back up. He just left there a few minutes ago. You could, even though I wasn't that hungry tonight, to be totally honest. But it was still nice of him to go to the effort to get his and mine at the same time. And then he bought my mother something too, which is nice. But obviously I give him the money in his back pocket, so he has a few problems there. A good chip. I think I told you asked me before at one stage about a good chip. It's from Smith's Takeaway out in Drumaleda. He was I think he was going to Superfile in Drumaleda on Cavan. And he was doing the shopping with him. He does the shopping, I think, on the Saturday evening. And he was getting something for himself afterwards. And he said, "Shall I get something for the young lad?" And for his mother there. So he did. So I told him about the local lecture thing. So he's kind of dumbfounded, I think. Because I think he thought I was going to tell him I'm going, but, so I think he's very shocked, let's put it that way. I think everybody's pretty shocked at the moment, because I think people were very sure. Like, it's kind of unbelievable, even when I was talking to my two teachers yesterday. They're kind of dumbfounded that I didn't go, So they're very shocked, like a lot of people are very shocked. I'd say we have a lot more shock over the next few days, because a lot of people seem very certain that I was going. So that's a Polish thing, is it? I'm having a glass of milk. I have a milkshake behind me. I'm having a glass of milk. See, my throat's at me because I've been speaking so much on the live stream, and then I was speaking down there, and I'm talking to you now. You know, have milk and fucking milkshake at the same time. You know, I'm not having the milkshake yet. I had one already. I had a whole one already when I was down there eating chips and sausages and stuff. Obviously familiar, yeah. So even though I had milk at the same time, I probably shouldn't leave that above the ready heating rate. That would be probably a bad idea.
And after numerous tries,
I'm clicking buttons. Oh, a cheap Czech. Actually, I know someone that's actually in the Czech Republic. Actually, speaking of Czech Republic, I know a woman that's in the Czech Republic. Oh my fuck! I pen right into the bin. I don't think they probably sell them here, do they? I never seen them here. A lot of people like them fucking energy drinks. What they call them? Monster energy drinks. Fucking, I'm sick of picking them up on the roads. Like literally every fucking well, there's Monster. Literally everywhere. And I mean, literally, people must be fucking drinking that to the fucking heart's content. And to be totally honest, I actually never came. People said they sold 1 million prime bottles. You know, Logan Paul and KSI, they sold 1 million prime bottles. You know, prime the drink. I think it's a load of bullshit, to be totally honest. But I actually never came across one of them on the roads, actually. So, because I think it's nearly €100 per bottle or something like that. So. But are we surprised anyway? Did people think I'd be saying tonight that I'm going for the local town election? Did people actually think I was going to say that tonight, or did they think I was going out? To be honest, everything's gone woke. It seems like. Do you remember what they call it? Bud Light. Do you remember Bud Light in America? Just in the Mulvaney, like they literally are in the water. Bud Light. Like literally, it's literally nearly the worst beer now in America. They're literally giving it away for free in some shops because nobody's going to buy it. You know, like that's how you destroy your brand, by what you do. Like Bud Light is probably going to go underwater sooner or later. See what I did? On the water. Yeah, well, I know a lot about what's happening in Cavan. I know that the small local things in different areas of Cavan, I know about. And I said, like, I would know what's happening basically on the ground in different areas. You know, I'm not isolated. I actively seek what's happening in Cavan. You know, I actively seek what's happening. Like, I would actively know what's happening the majority of the time. Because I would find out and would ask questions about it. But for that, yeah. Behind Red Bull, yeah, but Red Bull's going well. A lot of people like the Red Bull. Yeah, I never drank, but I know a few people that drink it. I know a lot of people that say they give a lot of energy Red Bull. So, but Bud Light seems to be, you know, it's not going well with them. Bud Light, let's put it that way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bud Light, like they destroyed themselves. You know, they went woke and they're going to go broke because they've lost multi-millions because of it. Multi-millions, like, and probably billions at this stage. You know, like literally they just shot. Like, speaking of shooting themselves, like they literally shot themselves in the foot 50 times over it because nobody wants to buy it. Yeah, that's what counts. At the end of the day, that's what counts. George Soros will be knocking on the door tonight, is it? Along with fucking Dark Fredo himself, will become. Klaus Schwab's will be here tonight. I suppose when I was talking about the World Economic Forum too, like, I don't think she's a part of the World Economic Forum anymore because she's not the Prime Minister. But obviously, she had very little to do with the World Economic Forum compared to Leo and stuff like that. Just to say, because people call me a hypocrite for that. Someone got like. What was I going to say? But yeah, I was talking about it earlier on at some stage. With the grandkids, Red Bull go out. Like even an only go out, wouldn't that be only happy with an only one? Like, does it have to be a Red Bull one? Couldn't that just be an only go kart? I used to have a go kart actually. But it wasn't really a go. Well, you know what you would have as a child. It's kind of like a go kart, yeah, but it wasn't really a Red Bull one. Yeah, it wasn't a brand. Like, it was just an only go kart. Used to bring it around the yard and stuff when I was really, really young. It was a nice, handy one. It was €300 or so when I was younger. It was a handy one, You could spin around and it was pedal. You had to pedal it, obviously. I don't know. I don't think there's such thing as a Red Bull go kart. I presume probably so, yeah. I say so, yeah. Somewhere or other, probably is. Again, apologies if my throat is getting worse. Oh yeah, I know. They were open. So they were open during COVID and stuff. The churches weren't allowed to open because apparently COVID turned up when the churches opened. But everywhere else was allowed to. Every other religion was allowed to open, of course. But obviously the Catholic churches couldn't open. It were dangerous places. Do you remember what happened in Athlone when the guards came along and said, if you don't close down the church? Or do you remember what happened to the priest in Cavan? Thankfully they never really did much with them. Because I think they knew they kind of would be, face a lot of heat for the government and the guards in Cavan. Like it was ridiculous what happened. Blocking roads and stuff, like going to his church and stuff like that. It's ridiculous what they were doing. It's carry on camping, literally. The way the guards are going on. Yeah, like you can make stuff. You'd be surprised what you can make with your, like just scrapping stuff with your own two hands. But I'd never be any good. You have to be good with your hands. Like I know my uncle too would be amazing if you give them a bit of scrap and told him to make something, you make it. He can see. Like I'm not good with my hands. I'm not good at walking, like building a house or something like that. I'm not that gifted. Like a metalwork and woodwork wouldn't be that gifted. But there's people that is gifted out there. Oh, you're good with your hands. That's good to see. Like I wouldn't be good. I can woodwork and metalwork. If you told me to do something, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like I'm good. Like I wouldn't be good at doing my own thing. Like building something, Unless I got guidance. Unless somebody give me guidance, I could do it. Doing Cavan, geez, you're a full-time builder. Geez, if we could get you a job. I could know 2 or 3 people that if you could build stuff, they give you a job. Like there's a man I know that's self-employed. He fucking putting slates on roof, and he's everywhere. He's doing floor tiles. Like good God Almighty, like he does. I fucking don't even know what to call him because literally does fucking everything. Excuse my language, but literally he's everywhere doing this, that, and the other. Like, it's insane what he does. And he's self-employed and stuff like that, and he does big jobs and stuff. He was doing a big job, actually. He was telling me he was doing a big job in a music producer's house up in Dublin. A big mansion in Donnybrook or whatever. It was Donnybrook. It was some which part of Dublin? Donnybrook. It must have been Donnybrook, yeah. It was $1 million or so the house, or 3 or 4 million or something. That was a big house. No, he's gifted. No, he's gifted with his hands about. He knows how to do his stuff now. He might be a bit of deal, but I suppose if you get good quality craftsmanship and stuff like that, it's well worth the price. What am I talking about? Actually, speaking of craftsmanship, like just to say about this was handcrafted. There's a man in Cavan who does these. I don't know, you probably can't see, but the man in Cavan does these. He does these little signs for different places and stuff like that. You can do little signs and stuff, and picture frames and stuff. Like, like people, he just got. Like, just talking about this years ago, these people were more. You could come across more people. Nowadays, people don't seem to know how to use their hands and stuff like that, or how to make these things. But years ago, it was all the go. Like, them traditions are dying off. Like, you even see blacksmiths and stuff like that. You never see them anymore. Or the people like the Wobbelsons from Milltown. Like, that's a good thing. You remember Hands years ago? He used to be programming RT. Back when RT were actually some way decent. Back in the late 60s, 70s or so. He used to be a programmer called Hands. And there's the Wobbelson brothers from Milltown up here, just a bit up the road from here. And they were gifted people. I might just show you a bit of it actually on the telly. Hopefully OT doesn't copyright me, but maybe we'll show a bit of it. So give me a second. We might do a bit of a history lesson. Like, I probably should, because I was up in mid. I have to put a bit of drink in my mouth. Sorry. I'm in a lot of pain speaking at the moment when we talked. I'm trying to get as much out as I can before I drop dead. I'm only joking. Mary Loomis seems to be, I don't know, she's having a good time in it. Wished. It's George Soros. Oh no, it's the World Economic Forum. They're telling me to be quiet. Oh yeah, it's good to know stuff. Like, even just how to fix a car if you get a different things. Like now, even not like years ago, people wouldn't know how to fix a puncture of a car. Nowadays, people don't. Even the bike and stuff like that. I know how to do a bike, fix a puncture on the bike. Wouldn't know so much on the car now. Not many people know these things anymore. This is the thing. But see, the thing about years ago, things were made to last. Like, were made to last donkey's years. Like, even if you look at old cows and stuff like that, they could nearly go from here to Timbuktu. They were made to last. The material in the cows were made to last. Like, everything years ago was made to last. As simple as that. Even though, it was always made to last for years and years and years. Nowadays things just break very easily. Like, you look at the electric cows, take for example, a lot of them are just blowing up in the middle of the night. And they're only about 5 weeks old and they blow up in the middle of the night. In some cases, not all cases now, just to say. But like all that, yeah, but not even that too. It's just, even some men nowadays wouldn't know how to do it. Yeah. What's that? Peloton coaches? Like, yeah, I don't know really what Peloton coaches are. But yeah, Bus 7, there's private companies, obviously, Bus. I think you were talking about this the other day. But yeah, like, there's trains in other parts of the country, but there's no trains in Cavan. But Bus 7 would be the main transport, I suppose, for the country, because there's not much in rural Ireland, but there's not many trains and stuff. It's mainly in the cities you come across trains and stuff. there's obviously private buses. Like even here, there's local. Like there's such thing as in rural Ireland in some places, not in all places. But like even here on going from Ballyhairs to Butler's Bridge into Cavan Town, there's a bus called the Local League, which is run by the Transport Authority. And there's many buses like that on the road. There's 3 other routes in Cavan going from Ballinya out to Cavan Town, out to the hospital. It's funded by the Transport Authority, like small local buses basically. But there's nothing really too major scale. That's basically only the transport you have around Cavan. I don't know what you mean. Like, do you mean? Actually, you can look it up. For what I'm talking about, you have Google here. Like no, the Dublin like double decker buses. Yeah, like the 109X and the 109 that goes from Cavan to Dublin. Because obviously Cavan's in the middle really of the country, and a lot of people from Donegal and stuff from Northern Ireland come to Cavan to go to Dublin and stuff like to stop off. Like the 109X, there's double deckers, yeah. Bus Éireann has double deckers for like the Cavan to Dublin one because it's popular, and obviously Dublin bus has double decker buses around the city centre. But mainly around rural Ireland, it's just not even double deckers, just buses. It's just one level bus. It's not double decker. There'd be no need really for in Cavan to have double decker buses. Only for the 109X, the bus going to Dublin. Like the Donegal bus is an express bus, but it doesn't have a roof from like two seaters, whatever you call them, two decks. What's doing the guy? I wouldn't know too much about the guy, but the 109X particularly is always nearly a double decker bus because it is very popular. And then there's the one that goes to the airport too, which is 109 too. That's from Cavan to Dublin down to Dublin Airport too. They're usually always double decker, but obviously in Dublin City, all the Dublin buses are double deckers. But in rural Ireland, you just have the bog standard buses. But yeah, as I say, in rural Ireland, particularly the rural counties, there wouldn't be that much in public transport compared to other countries. Ireland's very behind in public transport. It's mainly in the cities you get like in Dublin, there's full of public transport. You have Dublin bus, you have Bus Éireann, you have the Lewis, you have the train, you have the Dart, you have different things. You have an endless amount of stuff in Dublin City. But mainly outside rural Ireland, only apart from the big cities and stuff. Yeah, it probably does, yeah, but I don't know what kind of bus it is, Oh, there's such things as a bus, yeah, but I don't think they're double decker. I think they're just only buses. Like there's private companies, obviously, too. I wouldn't know too many because in Cavan there isn't that many buses that come through, basically. It's only really CIE buses. A few other buses, but apart from that, not really much else. What? What's the... Like you're talking in bus terms and stuff like that. Dart one. Like the Dart, yeah, I got on the Dart one time from Wahini, I think it was. Wahini out to Holt or something like that, yeah. Like I was on that. I was on the Dart once in my life, so I wouldn't be the biggest informed. There's people from Dublin that would be better informed, but mainly it's around Dublin, the Dart. But I was on it once. I was on it from Wahini. It's a town in Dublin 4, out to Holt. It's a nice seaside town. If you ever go to Ireland, Holt's a nice place. Now, don't go in the winter time, but a nice place during the summer. I'm sure people know here who are in Holt before. It's a really nice place during the summertime. And the summer's day is really lovely. We're all talking about buses now. We might as well come fucking the bus station. Yeah, well, I see all the Lewises and buses and stuff get well used in Dublin. But outside of Dublin, there isn't too much public transport. You know, you have the odd train and you have the odd bus, but generally people just have to kind of walk. You know, like it's not that well established transport in Ireland. Jeez, we all know about bus routes. So we might become bus airmen. We might as well all get a job in bus airmen of this day. Just give me a second. Oh. Let me put in the thing. Oh, ha he ha ha oh. Hee hee ha. Hee ha. We won't stay. We'll probably stay for another 20 minutes, and then that'll be good enough for tonight. Yeah, give me a second. Sorry. I was driving. I'm driving the taxi. You were fused. What? I was. I understand. Yeah, you'd be busy. Yeah. But yeah, make sure you focus on the road and don't be texting. You know, we don't want you to end up in an accident. I think. But yeah, no, it's good that you know how to do these things. I don't know, Kevin. Like I know myself. People often be asking me to do different things to for them and stuff like that. Like to do the yards and stuff like that. But sure, I do have time. You know, I get how to do the stuff I have to do. Like yeah, people. But I often do help people out. But it's hard to be everywhere. You can't. It's the simple reality too. Even as a councillor, if you were elected, you simply can't be everywhere at once. You can't do everything at once. You don't have 100 million hands. You know. You know. You at the end of the day, as Santa Marine said, I'm only human. You know. So. Yeah, Moss was a bit of a bad end. London to Dublin, I don't think so. I wouldn't know now to be told. There'd be more people in Dublin. I wouldn't know too much about specific links. Different roads. Only know about the buses in Cavan. You know, like I wouldn't be that much of a bus. Like I wouldn't be that big of a bus enthusiast. Like Cavan would be the worst place to ask somebody with public transport, because there isn't very much in Cavan. Like even in Monaghan, there wouldn't be that much. It's more Mead. You get a lot more stuff in Mead. Or even in Westmead and stuff like that, even Loud and stuff. You know. It did it years ago. Oh, so it's phased out now. Like obviously there's ferries too. I forgot to say there's ferries going from England, the Isle of Man and stuff, from Dublin and from Waslaw and stuff. You know, I wouldn't know too much. I don't know really about the local area here in Cavan. But obviously it's not as well established probably as Power, so London and stuff. London has the tube, it goes nearly everywhere in London. You know. Big news. I suppose you hear about it. You know about it, don't you? Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, don't worry. I seen the over 1,000 of them came out. So fair play to them. Hopefully, hopefully people listen to them. Hopefully the people of the Towley will listen. Let's put it that way. That way, the only Joe that needs to listen is the people of the Towley need to hear them. It's the same as with Tom Catilla and County Cavan. And I was saying about that earlier on too. As San Marine famously said, and you keep saying to and finish, out only. Politicians and people are just too afraid. They're too afraid to call out different things, particularly councils and DD. They're afraid, because there's people that are unelected. Let's put it this way, in the nicest possible terms. There's people that's unelected, NGOs and stuff like that are just there to keep the politicians in line and to tell them what to say and when to say it, and to do what they say. And the same in the European Union and stuff like that. They're only there to, the people that are unelected and stuff, they're there to keep them in line, in the World Economic Forum too. To keep them in line. That's as simple as that. So that's why councillors are afraid to speak up and to say stuff. It's fear, basically. Not to be afraid. Oh, he's too busy talking about fucking Timbuktu, Mick Wallace. He's not much addition either. Mick Wallace. Oh, he's too busy. Yeah, he's the one that's in. Yeah, Mick Wallace as well. Yeah, he's too busy talking about China, how good China is. He was talking to a Chinese diplomat one time, and I said on Twitter to him, I said he's in with the Chinese. He's after the Chinese. And he blocked me. Even though I was just questioning why is he talking to the Chinese Communist Party? And why is he saying they're a great bunch of lads too? He says China is a great bunch of lads. And I was questioning that and he just blocked me. So fair to say he won't be getting any votes by. So he's too busy worried about that than talking about fucking anything. Oh, I meant to show you about hands, yeah. I'm not showing you the visual, but I have it on the back one. How does that sound? Let me put on a bit of it because OT might just whinge about it. Let me see, is this it? Yeah. But do you know what I was actually just thinking there for a second? I actually thought of something. I actually never thought about it. I was in Milton, Moon Hunters would know about this, my mother would. But the Robinsons were somebody that was gifted. They were truly were gifted for the craftsmanship they done at the time. And even if you go to Milltown now, if anybody's ever passing through, on near hand Milltown, go to Milltown Church. There's a nice cross that was made by the Robinsons that's in the church. It was handmade, handcrafted. It's worth thousands and thousands of euros. So if you're ever in Milltown, go to the church. There's St. Patrick's Church in Milltown in County Cavan. It's really nice church, and it's a nice thing to see. There's an abbey too in Milltown, Drumlane Abbey. But just to say too, I have to say, and I probably will bring this forward actually, because I probably should mention it. Do you know what they should do with the old Robinson's house? Like, it's been very dishevelled. It's been very run down, the house. They haven't really done much with the house. Because the Robinsons died in the 80s or 90s, early 90s. And the house has just been abandoned since then. What I'm going to probably recommend now to the municipal authority, I wait until the election, and then when whoever's elected, new councillors, or if the same councillors are elected, I bring a proposal to them to see about making it into a museum, the Robinson's house, or to do it up at least, and see if they can get some of the original furniture that they made to be brought into the house, because the house is just kind of lying idle, and it might as well turn into something that remembers their great work and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe they won't be up for it, but it's better than kind of just lying idle, because nobody's literally using it or anything. So if the government, the local authority would buy it and maybe turn it into a nice small museum that maybe opens once a week or a few times a week, and it'd be good. It'd be good for a craftsmanship museum, I suppose. Like even things the Robinsons didn't, like something like that would be good to see, particularly for such a small town like Milltown. The only thing that's really in Milltown now is the shop, the community centre, the pub there. and the church there, and that's Drumlane Abbey too. But I think it would be a nice little thing. I'll show you now. I put it up now. This is I won't show, but I put. If you look up Hans Milltown in County Cavan, they come up. It used to be Pokemon years ago in OT. Back before they were fucking idiots. That's what I OT. So we listen to this. Just listen to a few minutes. Well, when it comes to Ireland, they do nothing. You know, they don't do anything. They're worried about everywhere else, but they're not worried about Ireland. I know Katie Taylor was in Brazil or something like that. I don't know much really about. But yeah, they're too busy worrying about every other country than Ireland. But you see, the European Union again, they don't really take too much of Ireland. That's what I. But anyway, we'll listen to this next time. Come back. Can you hear that? Okay, 10 by 5 by 5, 5 by 5, 5 by 5. Anybody 5 by 5? Can you give me a loan of 5 by 5, please? Anybody 5 by 5? Can I have a loan of 5 by 5, please? As Zelensky said, we give you credit. We give you credit. If you give us money, we give you credit. We give it back to you at some point in the future. We 5 by 5. Thank you. Gold Maya, good. Thank you. We'll listen to this. We'll listen for a few minutes, not for long. It's a nice little education stuff. Only a few minutes.
County Cavan and far Fermanagh. On the map, a filigree pattern of lake and water meadow, hooked on at the west to the lonely Quilkia Mountains. Memories of marchings and manoeuvres of Own Roll, and the tragic end to the story. And in relation to the present day, the Robinson brothers at Milltown near Belturbet, and the delicate art or craft they practice, the word filigree is as apt as any other. The three brothers are Charles, Michael, and Tom Joe.
It's a tale of the three people in this video are dead now. It's a tale of that now. Just to think about that. But it's probably life goes on.
And with them their cousin Ignatius Foster, an apprentice to, or you might more readily say student of the craft of marquetry. It takes a man 5 to 7 years to learn the skills that go to the making of traditional or classical furniture. The Robinsons are craftsmen who don't waste much time in idle talk. They go at their work with a quiet determination that still does not conceal their respect and love for the raw material they use.
I put it up in the community post after so you can see what they were doing, but the were gifted now. So if you have a second after the stream, I'll put it up in a few minutes actually. We listen just to it for a second so you can see what they were making and stuff like that doing it. But it's gifted just because OT might be whinging about it if I showed you that thing because it's copyrighted. So at least if I have it on the back, but it's they won't whinge about it maybe as much. So, but you know.
It all begins here with planks of rare and vibrant union. Mahogany, as Charles Robinson says, from the new wood. What they will do as we watch them is to make a suite of dining room furniture the sideboard accepted, in a style that we associate with the grandeur of the period of the late King's George.
No, like the Queen Party was destroyed in that. Yeah. No, they gifted back in the time now. They were gifted men now. I say that. And there's nobody like them now. Like just to say around Cavan, there's nobody like them now. You couldn't find them for love of money. They're just the extreme care they put into the making of these furniture and stuff like that. You simply couldn't find it. No person could do it now. Even if you spent your whole life doing it, you simply couldn't do it. Because these people were just gifted. They were just gifted. They didn't learn and they were gifted. They were just gifted men. I get it for you now just to show you this. So I put it up on the community post just to say. I actually put it into the chat too. How does that sound? Like it's really really good, like the whole episode. But it just goes to show you how gifted they were. But I get the link for now into the chat if you want to watch it. But I have it on for another minute then. Just because OT be quiet if I showed it. They'd be saying like, "How dare you? I should be at school." They'd be saying like, "How?" Exactly. But here's the link basically to just say what I'm looking at. So have a look at it if you want. Just what I'm showing you. That should bring you to. Yeah.
Mothers, you might say, give constant thought to their children, even irrelevant craft. Cycling home one evening, Michael struck upon an idea for turning all the chair backs together, doing several in one skillful evening. And like a devoted musician who has discovered a new melody, he couldn't even wait until the next morning.
A bow and arrow, too.
Try it out. The wood is polished with a handful of shavings. This working in wood calls for patience and practice, and there's a lot more than that to it when it comes to these high levels of craftsmanship. For the expert knows that no two trees, even of the same species, are ever identical. That the life story of a tree,
Which
happiness
legends
and
all loads of the way
unhappiness, you
come
might
fine,
say,
yeah.
are
But no,
written
make sure
in
to
its
check out that link,
substance.
everybody. Have it on the back one maybe when I'm listening.
With hand and dividers,
Because no,
the
you're
carving is
not
measured
seeing
in
what
a
they're
chair.
doing kind of on the thing, but it is amazing stuff what they're doing. And you know, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of patience, literally is, because they took a lot of time. Like it's not like they just fucked it. Like you know nowadays the mass produced things. Like say for example this phone. There's a Chinese sweatshop in China, just the sweating night and day and getting 50 cents maybe an hour, pumping out phones with little to no care. But see, the things they made were made to last. Everything they made, all that furniture and stuff like that, was made to last. Like that cross, it's nearly 40 years old or so, maybe 50 years at this stage. Well, it'll be 40 or so, yeah. In Milltown Church there. That was made with them handcrafted and stuff. And it's still as good as the day they got it, as simple as that. So, you know, it's good craftsmanship, basically. It was made to last, basically.
And carefully drawn in. James Robinson, the great-grandfather, and his son William of Drumgoon House near Killishandra went in for coopering in a big way. 4 journeymen coopers and 5 of themselves constantly at work. The Robinsons remember their father steeping hazel rods in the brook for hoops or bands for the butter firkins, to get the product from the farms to the butter markets, then to be found in every town. But about the beginning of the century, round about the time when the Killishandra Creamery was established and the cooperative movement underway, the firkin and the coopering began to disappear, and the old-style butter market.
Leave it on for another minute or two. React us out, right?
Now it's back to
That's a sniper off in the nutshell.
This time Michael is turning the central pillar of the tripod blade.
Yeah, that's probably good. But yeah, no, I just wanted to show you that. What is this YouTube channel actually?
So folks,
Sorry, man. FPS washer, I don't know. I know man that actually probably would know. Mr. Davey would know. I wouldn't know. Dave would know probably. I have to ask him because I wouldn't know. He's not here now at the moment, but I have to ask him. He would know, but yeah, I don't know. Do people see the video there? Have you looked at the video? Have you looked at your homework for tonight? It's there with the camera. Have you looked at your homework tonight? If not, then you're suspended. Submarines, what? Oh, he used to be a YouTuber, yeah. He used to be a YouTuber. It wasn't the submarine. He used to do firearms and stuff like that, isn't that right? Oh, wish, boys. Wished. Hold your wish, Johnny. Yeah, he was the fellow who used to do weapons, yeah. I remember. Viva the revolution. There's a revolution in Spain. Well, not really a revolution, but a bit of trouble. Yeah, 10 years or so, yeah, it was about that. He probably just moved on, isn't Thank. But what did people think of that video, anyway? I'm just curious today, because it was a gift of hand craftsmanship. Like, it was really, really good. Just to see if you ever come across one of them, you're going to be a rich person. If you ever have one of them thrown at your home. Flamethrowers, yeah. Probably the Federal Bureau of Investigation had something to say about it. Or the Federal Arms, what do we call them? Enjoy them. Yeah, we'll have a watch of it tonight if you have time. It's just to see the basics. But no, we'll gift to people now. But this is what I'm going to bring to the municipal authority after the next day. I won't bring it yet because it probably won't be money for it yet. But basically, their home house. If I'm ever in Milltown again, I'll show you. But their home house in Milltown, right? It's basically just lying idle, basically in Milltown. Nobody's using it. So I think what I would think would be good. Just thinking of it there now, actually a while ago. It would make perfect sense if the local authority, Cavan County Council, the Cavan Metropolitan Municipal Authority, would buy the house, whoever owns it, or if it belonged to a family member, we buy it off them and we do it up. We do it up as best we can, and we turn it into a museum. We try and find some of the old furniture, and we buy it off whoever owned them, and turn it into a nice museum for craftsmanship, for the Robertsons and stuff like that. A nice museum, which can open once a week or twice a week, whatever. But I think it'd be nice if we do something like that to do up the place. Now I don't know would it ever be possible, because it would probably take a good bit of money. We're talking about a good bit, anyway. Like probably the cost to buy it, and to restore it, and then you're talking about to get the stuff that they made, like different things they made. It'll take a good bit, and then to do it up inside and then sort it all out. Like you'd be looking at nearly 100,000 anyway, or so, give or take. So I don't know what to be willing to. I suppose there have to be people interested in if we want to do it. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's when they do it up and turn the museum. But I say it would cost a good few bobs to buy it, and then just to do it up, because it has been lying for the last probably 30 years or so, or probably 40 years. Since probably the late 80s or so. So it's probably well fucked. Because it's not being used. Like nobody owns it. Well, nobody's there. So it's just kind of gathering dust. I think it'd be nice, because these people, if we can get furniture like they used, like they made and stuff, and we buy it off, say somebody has it, and we buy it off them or something, and we put it in the museum. Like it's only a small bungalow. It's not a big house. It's only a small bungalow. I could show it to you actually. In Middletown. But I don't know. I don't think the municipal authority would agree with it. But it's an idea, I suppose. That's what I like. You see, you have to think outside the box. The house is just lying there empty, and these people that made great craftsmanship and stuff like that. It'd be nice to just have a small, like. There's nothing really in Middletown. Apart from the cross and the church, that's obviously there's a little of a plaque underneath it about it. But there's nothing really else in Middletown that says these people were here, that these people existed, they made this. That cross is there. If you're ever in Middletown, you see what I'm talking about. Like, I was in Middletown a good few times, I could show you. I'll show you the house outside of it. So it's up from the church, it's not that far. But like, Middletown's a small town, Buttersbridge is far bigger than it. It's not that far away, it's only about 15 minutes away from here. So it's up by the school too. It's the national school is there. I'll show you the house now. Hopefully I'm right. Let me just take for a second. It's not that house. No, I'm just trying to take, because it's from back in the day a bit. Let me see. I'm just trying to see I have the White House. Let me see. I've actually just looked that up, because I might be showing somebody else has by mistake. Because it's when you're there in person, it's easier to show. But well, they just look and see they have a white. So I was double checking just to make sure I have the White House. I think I do have the White House. If I don't, then apologies. It's one of the houses here. But see, it's from back in the day. Google Maps hasn't updated it since a good while ago. Let's put it that way. So it's not up to date. So it's about 2013 or so. Obviously, it's a bit more dishevelled. Since then, let's put it that way. It's hard to actually remember where the fuck it is. Let me just see. So I'm looking like stupid about now. That's it here, yeah. So this is it here now in Milltown. I don't know if you can see it there. It's not as bad now. It looks a bit worse now, I think. But that's it there. So it's just up by the school. So it's not open right there. I can see it's just kind of gathering dust. Like that's it there. Like so, the other houses around here. I was just trying to take. There's another place up the road here, but I don't think it's belonged to them. Like it's no building that has been disheveled. I think it was no farmhouse. So I was a bit confused. Was it that one or was it the other one? But I know it's the one there because it's down beside the school, down beside the village. At least I think it is, but I presume it is. Because that's what we were told. That's what I was told when I was younger. That it was that house there. So that's why I'm going with this up, and especially because it's empty. Last time I was up in Belltown, there was nobody there. And it is very dishevelled looking, so. Because the other houses there are used up, apart from that. But it's more of a shed, the other thing. So, no, if the council could buy that, or whoever owns it, and do it up and turn it into a nice museum. Now, not the biggest museum in the country now, but it'd be nice than sitting there. Like, it's been sitting there probably since the 80s. Or late 80s. You know, it'd be nice just to do it up. And it'd be good. Yeah. I don't know, there probably isn't any valuables left inside of it or anything like that. But I'm just saying, if somebody around Milltown or something like that had a table or something like that, or a chair they made or something like that, even though it would be worth thousands today, if they would mind giving it up to the museum to show it in their house or whatever, or the council would buy it off them at a reasonable price, you know. But I suppose the other thing you have to say too, they would have to charge an entry fee, say if you're going into a tenner or something like that, just to keep it functioning too. I suppose there's a bit of money. But that doesn't mean that the municipal authority will agree with me. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have a great idea to do something, you know, and remember the three brothers, the Robertson brothers, and the municipal authority would be like, no, this is not good. No, I don't like it, you know, and you know, you'll be back at square one again. Basically, that's put that way. But I will bring it probably not now. When the election happens, that'll be the best time. When they're just coming in as councillors, it'll be the best time. Because I know rightly what they say now. They'll be like, oh, we're nearly the local authority elections next year. We might not be here to do it all. And they probably hear there's no money. Because I hear that all the time, there's no money. But there's always money for their pay rises, obviously. There's money for that, but there's no money for anything else. But I just thought it was a good idea. I don't know if it's a good idea now, but maybe the people who Milltown, maybe they don't want it. Maybe the people of Milltown were like, no, we don't want it, something like that. You know, again, I suppose it's up to the people around there. It probably was, yes, it was. But there's not much information I don't think about. See, I was told about the Robertsons at school. And that's how I found out about them. I heard of them before. Yeah, but I'd say it probably was, but they didn't have any children, the three of them, so there's nobody to continue on the tradition. Oh, I know, but at least they didn't do it here and in Cavan. They didn't waste money on that. So. But I don't know. It's hard to know what they would do. Because it will take, I'm not going to say it'd be cheap now. It's not going to be cheap. It's going to come at a cost. Like, it's going to take a bit to clean it up and to do it up inside, and then, you know, to get the furniture and stuff like that, and to do it up like a museum. You know, it'll take a bit now. It's going to take 100,000 or so, I say. That's just been rough estimate, like, depending on what the cats are doing. You know, if they were going to buy it, like, it's a big if. They might be like, you know, it's not worth buying, I suppose. But it'd be better than just kind of sitting there. You know, that's my thinking. I know some people say, why should not just turn it into a house? But it's a good bit of significance around the area. And especially because that good craftsmanship, the way it was, and it's good just even as just an only craftsmanship museum for people just to go and have a look around. Like even it doesn't have to be their work. Like it could be somebody from down in the other side of Cavan that used to do barrows. There was a fellow that used to be from Killalek back in the day in Killashandra, or no, Killalek, sorry, not Killashandra. They used to do the wooden barrows. I think somebody was on with that. It was on Hands too. There was another program about that one time. He used to do the wooden barrows for Drake and stuff like that. Like even just getting a few of them barrows and just putting it in too. Like even just local people, just putting it in, just along with the stuff the Robinsons did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can only be a benefit. But I suppose too, the other thing they would say, and I know exactly what one of the councillors would say, what benefit would it do for the local authority? Like what money we talking about they be bringing in a year? That's what they be saying. Like say if they were charging a tenner in, say you wanted to go in now the morning now and only had your girlfriend with you, a certain Finnish woman, and you had another person with you, right? That's a tenner each. That's €30, right? And say they had maybe we could have a cup of tea when you were there too. There's a bit of a seating area, right? You can have a cup of tea and just watch a short film. The documentary in Hands on the telly or something like that. It's playing all the time or something like that. They'll be saying what, like if you take for example, if only 4 people, 5 people came, or say maybe on a good day, say 20 people came in to see the museum. Like you take about 10 20, how much is that? Probably 200 or something. They'd be like, it's not worth the money because they'll be spending money on electricity, take for example, then whatever, water and stuff. And they'll be saying it's not worth the money, That's to be like the councillors. They'd be like, oh, if it's not profitable enough for us, we're not going to support it, basically. Because they'd be thinking about the profit. They'd think about the profit. They wouldn't think about the skills or the memory and stuff. They'd be thinking about what's profitable. And I suppose in a way that makes sense too, because they don't want to be spending money on something that's losing money, So I don't know. But I'm not going to bring it. That's only an idea I came up with earlier on when I was thinking about it. Because I never actually thought about it before. And did this evening. But again, as I say, when I bring it to them, they'll be like, "Oh, there's no money. We can't do it. There's no money. We wouldn't have to. It costs too much. Oh, that's like I hear that every day of the week. So But that's what I'm saying. But you can only bring it to them. Like I bring it to them when the election happens. They'll probably be like, no, and that'll be the end of it. So what do you? So we think that might work, But yeah, I think we might leave it there. We're here a good bit tonight. We're nearly live probably 3 hours tonight. So yeah, we probably leave it there. Let's have something else to say anyway. Yeah, valuable to remember, exactly, of course, 100%. But again, the councils might have a different opinion. Because it's them that has, it doesn't matter what the community says or that, it's what they say that matters, Because it doesn't seem like what if the people wanted the space, if they wanted the spaceship, the council would be like, no, we need a pay rise. It's basically whatever they say goes, That's democracy. Whatever the council say, it's not what the people tell them to do, it's what they say goes. But I don't even know. People in Middletown might not even want it, but anyway. We wait and see. I bring it to them anyway next year when the election happens. It's better to go to them then. They might do something then. Might is the word. Anyway, here we'll leave it there. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it as always. I talk to you later, and good night. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, and I talk to you again. Good night.